Hi, everybody. It's Joe Morgan here with Best Financial Life again. And, my goal is to improve the financial lives of people who live in this area, but anybody really who's watching these videos. And so if you have a topic you want me to talk about, please send them in. Um, Today, I want to talk about something that's been a little bit tough for me. But before I get into that, I got to say, I'm a financial planner, but I'm not your financial planner. So don't take anything I say as advice. Uh, Financial advice should be specific to you and your circumstances, your situation, and also to who you are, what you want in life, and how you go about managing your life. So it's very specific. So obviously, I'm speaking to many people here, so this is not financial advice. Treat this as entertainment, I guess, is the phrase that they use. So I want to talk about the fact that when you have a financial plan, your entire plan must work together. I spoke to a friend last night who, together with her brothers, are facing a challenge. The challenge is this. Their parents, who are both in assisted living, are they've handed over their estate to one of the sons to manage, and they did a lot of sort of complex things when they set this up. They set up what's called an intentional defective grantor trust, which accomplishes a specific thing. They did a lot of these things. They worked with attorneys. They worked with a lot of professionals to do some fairly complex and not cheap things, which all individually seemed to work well and go together. There was not a conflict as far as I could tell. And so that was great. They were designed to save money. They were designed to make sure mom and dad get what they need. They were designed to make sure that the kids were in a position to make the best decisions for mom and dad, and they have done so, as far as I can tell. And that's all well and good, but they missed something. And here's what they missed. Mom and dad were spending $100,000 a year on their living expenses. And just a few months ago, the accounts that were being managed had about $1 million in them. And so they had, basically 10 years of financing there, which, I won't go through all the specifics, but mom and dad are not in great health. They're not young. They're obviously, heading towards their sunset years, or in their sunset years. And anyways, they had 10 years worth of expenses. They had decided, well, one of the brothers was the actual trustee of the trust and in charge of the money. And but together they had decided to invest a particular way, and they decided to invest in stocks and bonds and traditional portfolio, and they worked with a commonly known company. Did not have an assigned advisor, did not have somebody dedicated to them, did not have somebody really asking them what they were trying to accomplish and all of that, just helping them with the portfolio. And it turns out that they had this portfolio that was about, I'm not sure exactly, but I think it was around 75% stocks, 25% bonds. So here's the problem. The market crashed, right? So now the $1 million has now turned into something like $500,000 or $600,000. So now instead of 10 years of expenses for mom and dad, they now have 5 or 6. And there's some other bills that have come up, and as there always are. So what really went wrong? Well, what went wrong was not the portfolio. It wasn't the portfolio advice that this large firm gave them. It wasn't really anything that I've talked about so far. What went wrong was assessing the need and accounting for the need for liquidity. We get so wrapped up in return and risk and the trade-offs, and more equities means more return and more risk, and less equities means less return and less risk. But really, before you get to that part of the discussion, you have to address liquidity. Because remember, liquidity is what causes us to be successful in the short run. Companies don't go bankrupt because they have negative equity. They don't go bankrupt because they've lost a lot of accounting money and their income statements have gone negative and now their equity is negative. That's not why they go bankrupt. They go bankrupt because they can't pay their bills, because they don't have the cash to pay the bill that's due. And when you let a bill go due, let's say a bond payment or something like that, there's foreclosure options. Well, in families, of course, it's different, right? It's not that mom and dad had debt. They didn't have any debt, but they had expenses. And they were known expenses. And so we should have known that 5 years of expenses, for example, was $500,000. And, I think it's important. I know it's important. I do this with all my clients. We go through an exercise, and I'll share the tool in another video, but we go through an exercise where we look at the net cash flow over the next 5 years. And we take that net cash flow over the next 5 years and we put it in a savings account. We just leave it in cash, not in the markets. Don't take any risk with it. And we do that because it allows us to know that we'll have the next 5 years taken care of no matter what happens in the markets. And we know market crashes come and go. We know they happen. So we're always planning to get through those market crashes. And that's how we do it. Now, you don't always get through a crash in 5 years. Sometimes it's a lot quicker. Sometimes it takes longer. But the 5-year number allows us to buy some headspace when the initial crash occurs. And of course, that's what's going on with a lot of my clients today. We're in that headspace and realizing that we're going to be okay for at least 5 years and figuring out what to do next. But anyways, back to my friend. It just really saddens me to see that so much effort, so much time, so much money, expenses were put into building this sort of successful structure, and just one thing was missing. And so that's why, I believe it's very important to take a comprehensive approach to your financial planning. It's why I don't do hourly engagements. It's why I don't do project engagements. I only work with clients on an ongoing basis, forever and ever and ever, because we always need to be shielding ourselves and making sure that we're structuring our financial lives in a way that will be successful. So anyways, I just wanted to share that. I expect to have many more conversations similar to that with folks. I'd love to have a conversation with you if there's anything that you want to talk about regarding your finances during this time of turmoil. I'm opening my doors, free half-hour conversations on any financial topic you want to talk about. All you have to do is click the link, which should be right there, and set it up. And if there's a topic that you just want me to talk about on the videos, you can send that to me as well, of course. Please, please, please share these videos. I'm hoping that they get to people who find them helpful. And yeah, that's what's going on today. Hope you guys have a great day and a great weekend here coming up. And we'll talk again soon.